What's up, everyone? Welcome back. So I finally returned to my main office here in Berlin, and it's given me a little bit of headspace because the last, 5, 6 weeks, I've kind of been feeling like I only have the time to do the bare minimum to get me by, like trading, recap videos, coding for Trade Journal, and so on and so forth. But I haven't been able to, do those extra things like review my NFT portfolio. And you know what? Lately, actually, let me just go to the trading screen here for a second. There it is. I was looking on my YouTube channel. And I was like, man, I haven't done an NFT video now since March 11th. That was when this video came out, and I was like, dang, that's like pretty much 2 months at this point, and I was coming out with them quite regularly. So what I did was I actually made a little post here yesterday. I said, are we way overdue for another Newt video? The Pesky Penguins is one of my favorite Solana NFT projects. And look at this. This is an absurd ratio. 90.5% of you guys voted Newt, which basically means definitely overdue for a Newt video. So I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. And then as like an additional bonus confirmation here, I was checking out Morning Brew, and this is a good little news site that gets a bunch of articles sent to you every morning, or main news topics. What I actually like to do is I think I pre-market. I always go through about 8 different news sites, from NPR to Al Jazeera, and like everything in between, and on the extremes, and get a good overview of what's going on. I gotta say, Morning Brew, it's pretty nice. It gives you that nice synopsis. But anyway, back on topic. I was going through here, and they even had an NFT article today, a quick little stat, and I thought this was kind of interesting because the topic of this video today is really like, is NFTs right now a good time to buy? Big question mark. And they say here, as of this week, sales of crypto tokens have plunged 92% from their September peak. And remember, in September, October last year, it was on fire. Solana hit all-time highs, and everything was just going crazy. The whole market was just going crazy, especially with NFTs. Let's see here. And the number of active wallets is down 88%. Wow. From their November record, according to the website Non-Fungible. Okay, so that's a pretty big statistic. And I think it kind of goes to show that maybe it's a good time to start looking at accumulating some NFTs. So I was going through my portfolio, actually. Let me zoom in here a little bit. And this is my NFT portfolio. And if you just scroll down here, these are my recent trades. And also, I haven't made a trade since pretty much mid-March. And actually, we can scroll in on this a little bit more. So if you go to portfolio and then click on stats, you'll be able to see a little bit better of some of my stats. Now, these stats, they look kind of funny because, my day trading stats, for example, and let me just, portfolios, let me just show you guys that day trading, let's see, stats. Now, these stats make a lot more sense because, I'm actually trading a lot of stocks. I'm a quite active trader. That's my job. I'm a day trader. So when you look at my NFT stats, it looks a little bit ridiculous, and it's kind of hard to, get any valuable information out of this. What I did was I basically said, this is Solana. I convert everything to Solana. So, 0.42 is really roughly like $42. So I haven't really been making so much profit with NFTs, but really I haven't closed any NFT projects, as you can see here. That's really a big thing. So right now I've kind of been in the accumulations phase, hoping that eventually we're going to get a big rally and I'll be able to sell some projects for, I don't know, hopefully multiple X's. But we'll see what happens. Pesky Penguins is obviously one of my favorite projects. I have a lot of baby apes, which is extremely debatable. I made a whole entire video about how debatable that really is. LavaRunners, this has been a little bit of a failed project. Hopefully, Patrick is able to kind of, steer the ship in the right direction again. You could argue maybe it's a good time to buy on the floor on this one because it's, hit all-time lows. Florida Man is our project with my brother, which I'll talk about a little bit more. And, there's so many other projects. Angry Bunny Club, I'm not crazy about. This one I closed out. Wicked Penguin Bone Club, also kind of closing that one out. Pixel Penguins, I think that was a total loss. She Guardians is actually really good. I only bought one, and that's to give me access to SolanaFloor. A lot of you guys probably know that. It's an analytics site for Solana NFT. So I really, really like that. And that's why I bought a She Guardian. I only have one, but I'm actually positive on that one. So that's pretty good. Let's kind of go through these different things. I think a big topic obviously is going to be Pesky Penguins. I'm not going to dive so much into what that project has necessarily been up to. I would love to do that, but maybe it's a different video. As again, I would like to kind of focus on this project, like it, or this topic in this video is, is NFTs maybe right now a good time to buy? And like that statistics from that Morning Brew website, I really think when something is down, 80, 90% from its highs, maybe, as long as it's not going to disappear, right? You can always argue that yourself. Maybe it's a good time to start accumulating. And again, you have to make your own decisions here. This is not financial advice, and this is purely entertainment purposes only. And there's a good chance your investments can go to zero, like some of mine have, especially like the Pixel Penguins. And right now, the LavaRunners, honestly, those are not looking too good at all. But if you do believe in NFTs and you like a certain project, maybe right now is a good time to accumulate, because all I can tell you is you're not buying at all-time highs, which eventually there will be, I would assume, another all-time highs, especially on some of these blue chip projects. And then, when these projects go up 10x, you're going to be interested in it again. I know I will be interested in it again, and I would rather be selling as opposed to buying. So that's why I think right now is probably a good time to make this video, talk about it. I probably won't get that much reception, but at the same time, I don't want to be Jim Cramer telling everyone to buy something at an all-time high. So those are my 2 cents. Now let's keep going. And what I'll actually start on first is the Florida Man. I want to give a little bit of an update there because I know a lot of you guys have been so supportive of the Florida Man project. I'm super stoked. And Heiko, my brother Heiko, is brewing something really nicely. So if you guys remember, let's see, Florida Man website. So we're sold out. You can buy it on the secondary. This is actually not where I wanted to go to. This is where I wanted to go to. We sold a care package because a lot of people in our community are not into crypto, and they didn't have Solana specifically either. So even if they were into crypto, they wouldn't have access to Solana. So what we did was we sold a care package for $99. You got an NFT and you got some merchandise, and you got something else that we haven't shared with you yet. There's a little bonus thing in there too. I think it was like 2 koozies, 2 buffs, and then a little mystery gift plus the NFT that we sent you directly. You just shared our wallet with us, and then we sent you the NFT. Now, good news is my brother just got all these things made. Everything's being made in Florida. We're not shipping it from anywhere else. It's a local person. My brother knows. They've been working together for quite some time. That creates the merch for his stuff, his Florida fishing lures. So we're keeping it in country, which is really nice, and that's why it's been taking a little bit longer. Anyway, those are going to be shipping out really soon, so stay tuned for that. And any other announcements, remember, in the Winkler Brothers Discord, we'll be talking about things that go off in the Florida Man topic. So that was a little bit of the latest updates on Florida Man. Anything else, like our roadmap and whatnot, just check out our Discord, and that's where you'll find everything. So yeah, in terms of LavaRunners, not much to share. Right now, it's kind of sitting at a loss for me personally, but I think it could be a good time to accumulate. I may or may not accumulate a little bit more. It really depends what kind of action I start seeing in the Discord. I'm a little bit disappointed with the whole project at the moment, but it's fine. Sometimes things just take a little bit and then they rally, hopefully. Baby Apes, we could talk about the floor price a little bit on Baby Apes in a bit, but first I want to talk about Pesky Penguins, what they've been really up to. Now, I have a hard time not pitching the Pesky Penguins. It's a project I personally really am fond of. I love what they're doing. I love how much they're sharing. They recently open source their whole code base. They've always been on the forefront of what's possible with the NFTs. For example, staking. They did a lot with staking, and right now they always have a really good storyline. It's called The Lure. It's just a really engaging project, and the community is always on fire. They have one of the best Twitters, I feel like, and they have a really good war cry, the Newts. So I'm a big fan of the Pesky Penguins, and they've been holding their floor really well. So they haven't been selling off like a lot of the other projects, which is really nice. Something I did want to share here with the Pesky Penguins, and trust me, I would 100% have to say, just go to their Discord, just get involved with their Discord. It's a really good place. Anyway, they came out with this currency called Pesky. And it's part of their new Nootopia, which is basically where all the penguins live. This is where I can get really off topic really quickly. Just read the lure, and a lot of this will make a lot more sense. Let me stay a little bit focused here. But you can stake your Pesky Penguins. For example, I was staking recently some of this. You get some of the better returns on this one for longer days. And I'm not really planning to sell my Pesky Penguins, so I'm not flipping it or anything. For example, I was staking this guy right here with the Mohawk, and I can claim some of these. So let's go ahead and claim my Pesky. Let's go ahead and approve that and see what happens. And I'll actually go ahead and stake these other guys. Now there is a cap, so you always got to keep that in mind as well. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer. Let's see, we get 16 Pesky. All right, let's approve that. Okay, there you can see my Pesky right now. I don't think there is a price associated to it yet. I'm not going to talk about the perks and all that. I just kind of want to show you a little bit of the interface and what I've been up to. Let's go ahead and unstake this one. Also, remember with Solana, lately it's been very congested, and sometimes, you know, doing a few of these actions on different websites take a few attempts. I mean, it's not always just a quick user experience. So I think that's a big problem right now with Solana and pretty much NFTs in general and the crypto ecosystem. It feels very buggy, right? But that's fine. You're kind of on the frontier right now, and you have to do a lot of trial and error, so I'm totally fine with that. Just know it's a little bit of a buggy experience with pretty much everything you do. Like, I just clicked stake all, and I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't go through, and it took me like 5 more attempts. Plus, it's quite a few that I would have to stake right now. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, while this is loading, let me just quickly show you guys SolanaFloor and some of the floor prices we've been seeing. So this is SolanaFloor Pro. I have the, what's it called? I have the She Guardian over here. Let's go to this one. So if you buy this She Guardian, this is the one I bought, you get access to their whole entire Pro version. Kind of cool how that works, I gotta say. Let me go ahead and approve this one. And that's what we were waiting for here. So I get access to the Pro version, which gives me access to more data. For example, I can click this all button. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So usually I think you could only do 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and now I have access to all. There's also many other things I have access to, but this is one of my favorite features. So the current number of owners for Pesky Penguins, they launched during the Hay time back in October 2021, and they've been really consolidating around this 4,000 user zone, which is a pretty nice number. It's one of the more owned projects, which I think is a big reason they have such a really nice fat community. And you can see their floor price has slightly been trending up here. If you put like a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe not like a 180-day simple moving average, but like a shorter one, maybe like a 30 or 60 day, there'd probably be a good little trend right around here going back to the upside. And I'm really hoping we're not going to crack 5. If we do, I think I'm going to accumulate a little bit more. We had a recent double top here around 6.5, and we had that all-time high here at around 11. And also, I like the fact that, you know, it's a really thickly owned project. Sometimes you'll see a project and the price ranking chart is just all over the place because there's just not enough activity to make a really good price ranking chart. So with Pesky Penguins, I always feel like it's one of the cleanest charts to be looking at. And let me just go down here. Also, the number of owners, I like the fact that, you know, most people just own one. It's a really nice idea knowing that there's probably not a big, you know, whale out there. Obviously, there are larger holders, but first of all, I gotta say that the biggest holder right here at 531 is actually Magic Eden, which basically means if you list to sell your NFT on Magic Eden, it technically goes in their wallet, so they're the largest holder at the moment. I guess something that you would have to worry about is maybe if there's like a hack or something like that. I'm actually surprised that OpenSea is not making this list, but you know, that's a topic for something else. But let's go back to the price here. What I really like, okay, so Pesky Penguins did this huge thing on their lore. They basically sailed a few penguins to OpenSea. It's kind of a fun way to say they're being listed on OpenSea because this company now is doing Solana as well. And if you guys don't know, Solana or OpenSea is the biggest NFT marketplace out there. So getting listed here is definitely getting a lot more exposure. So you can see the items here or the NFTs here. And what I always like is these activity things so you can really see what the price is up to. And let's just do all time. So since they were recently added here, it doesn't go back all the way. Good to note there. And there's a discrepancy here between what you see on SolanaFloor because SolanaFloor gets it from all different exchanges. So if you go down here, like red, for example, is Magic Eden, purple is Alpha Art, blue is Digital Eyes. So it gets the rankings from all these different places. Here it's only OpenSea. And actually, I gotta say, Magic Eden just added the same thing, this activity tab, which I'm a super, super big fan of. So I can see it here now on Magic Eden, and you can see the price on Magic Eden, I just want to share this, is a lot more consistent than you would really think. So a lot of the extreme prices seem to be happening on different exchanges. Some kind of good note there, but the SolanaFloor price for Pesky Penguins has been extremely consistent. It really doesn't dip below like 5 much and really doesn't dip below 4. Look at this dip down here. Oh my God, if you were able to accumulate some pesky penguins in that area, that would have been nice. But I just want to say, like, there's many other projects out there. Let's go to, for example, Baby Apes, which, you know, their floor price has been getting crushed like a lot of other floor prices, just been going down, down, down. So when you see something like Pesky Penguins really holding this floor, I think it's a good project to accumulate. It's definitely a blue chip. And once the market overall goes back up in the crypto market, this NFT market, I think this is one of those projects that I would like to hold. That's why it's been one of my biggest focus. Right, they didn't have that big explosion and then they just disappeared. They, like you see with Baby Apes. And I gotta say, if you're a day trader like I am and you trade small caps, like this is a classic small cap pattern where you have this big explosion and then just keeps going down, down, down. I do own quite a lot of Baby Apes, so I probably shouldn't bash on it so much. It definitely feels like a little bit more of a shady project. I could see this one spiking back to 2 or so. Who knows what's gonna happen? But that's kind of what I'm waiting for a project like this. Now, another thing I really like about the Pesky Penguins is just how active the community is. So if you go to their Discord, which again, I highly recommend checking out their Discord, and oh, look at this. Looks like I got all my Pesky Penguins staked here, so that's really nice. 9 are staked. Wow, that's pretty nice. Let's actually go home for a second and let's get out of Nootopia. And let's scroll down here very quickly, and you can see their roadmap. It's just, it's very robust, and they're very organized here. Look at all these things they're always up to. So I really like how much they're always doing, and then how transparent they are with everything. And their Twitter is on fire too, and they always do these Twitter spaces that you can listen to. They're quite informative, and I highly recommend, if you guys haven't checked out their Twitter spaces, to do so. What they also just started doing is they started having these pesky town hall meetings. I just watched their latest one. I thought it was really, really good, and it was kind of fun to see all these newts in here. Always really good open discussions. Again, I don't want to dive so much into detail about everything they talked about, although I really do want to do it. If you guys want me to really talk more about Pesky Penguins, do maybe more update videos about them, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, again, more about floor prices, and is crypto right now a good time to buy? But I just love what they're doing. And now let's say you're not even a big fan of Pesky Penguins. Let's say you don't even want to buy a Pesky Penguin. That's totally fine. I'm not here to try to blindly toot any sort of project. But what I would say, and this is something I've learned being in the scene now since about November, October, when there's a big rally, and that's when I started making the YouTube videos about it. There's a lot of projects out there that you can kind of feel the community is a little bit all over the place. And the longer you're in this space, you realize the good projects are the ones with the good communities. And what I like to use Pesky Penguins for sometimes is a benchmark. Now, I would say it's a very high benchmark from what I've seen, but instantly, if I join a new project, I realize, this project isn't nearly where Pesky Penguins is, or this project like has an even bigger community. And I think that gives me a really good idea of how strong the project is. Because if you just blindly check like how many followers it has or how big is the Discord, it doesn't really matter because it's easy to inflate those numbers. But when you feel like how engaged the community is, and Pesky Penguins gives me a good benchmark of a successful project in my eyes, then I've a much better idea or feeling if this might be a successful project. And that's why I kind of keep bringing up the Pesky Penguins, because there's a lot to learn from this project. And that's really what it feels like. It's like one of those projects where we're all here to kind of learn together a little bit. And that's what we're doing with the Florida Man as well. By the way, a little off topic, if you guys do like Pesky Penguins and you want some Pesky Penguin merch, I recently added a few to the Trade Journal store. We got the Whack Me hat, we got the sweater, which I'm wearing, and we got the beanie. It's Noot Nothing beanie, the popular phrase in the Noot community. I'm actually a big fan of this hat, and I've been wearing it quite often when I go to the gym outside. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There's the beanie. It's Noot Nothing. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, really looking at my portfolio, looking at the floor prices and looking at the projects, I'm starting to really feel a divergence going on. Basically, the fundamentals for some of these projects are getting better and better and better. The communities are constantly growing, and the prices are either maintaining or they're slowly selling off, which means there's a big divergence going on where eventually there's going to be a correction. And I think whenever there's the crypto in general market is going to go up and the NFT market's going to go up, some of these projects are really, really going to explode, because I think think they're quite depreciated at the moment. I could be wrong, but that's my personal take, and that's what I'm betting on at the moment. I don't think this is something that's going to happen overnight, even next week, next month, maybe not even next quarter. Maybe it's going to take a year or two. I don't know. But in general, no matter how much it keeps going down, at least I'm not buying at the all-time high, right? So I feel like that's a good place to be. And one more note I did want to mention is if you do have an NFT project you really, really like, or maybe it's your own NFT project, definitely shoot me a DM on our Discord. I'll leave the link right below this video. I'll be happy to review it, check it out, and maybe even make a video for it. I would love to start talking about a few more projects and start going more in depth into individual projects and comparing what I'm seeing to other projects that we've seen and what happened to those projects. So definitely shoot me in DM if you have a project or if you really like a project, and I'll be happy to start adding it into my NFT videos. Also, leave a comment below this video. I would love to know what your thoughts are in the general crypto and NFT market. Have we hit an all-time low, or is the bear market just getting started? To me, it's hard to say, but one thing I've definitely learned being in the crypto scene now for many years is the longer you're exposed to it, the better. And usually just averaging in is the best way to go about anything. If you ever feel overly excited about anything and then start buying aggressively, it's probably a really bad sign. So right now, a lot of the excitement has gone down exponentially when we're talking about price, but the excitement in the Discords and the communities have gone up exponentially, and that is what excites me. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you then in the next video. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Consider subscribing if you're new, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.